Welcome to tonight's video on Unit 12, Part 2. We're going to talk about surface areas of pyramids and cones. Pyramids and cones are different than cylinders and prisms because of the fact they only have one base and they're pointy at the top, as opposed to a prism or cylinder, which has two bases. So here there's different parts to a pyramid or a cone. So first of all, the base edges. There's only one base here. The vertex is the top of the figure. But on the faces, there's a couple things that are different. Number one, the height of the face is no longer the height of the figure. It is what's called the slant height. That's the height of the face. The actual height of the figure would be the altitude that's drawn from the vertex to the base. So that is the height of the figure. All right, so that's one main difference. So lateral area of a regular pyramid, it's 1/2 the perimeter of the base times the slant height, because there's only one base. And the slant height is the height of the faces. So 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height. Yeah. Perimeter of the base times the slant height. Okay. So the surface area would just be the lateral area plus now the area of one base. So finding the lateral area here, the perimeter, this is a square because it's a regular pyramid. So that means the base is a square. So 4 times 2.5 gives you 10. So the lateral area is 1/2 of 10 times the slant height here, which is 5. So it's equal to 5 times 5, which is 25 square centimeters. Here, number 14, the perimeter is 4 times 4, which is 16. So the lateral area is 1/2 16 times the slant height, which is 8. So it's equal to 64 square inches. Now here it's asking you to find the surface area. So the surface area, remember, is equal to the lateral area plus the area now of the one base. Well, the lateral area is 1/2 the perimeter, and you know this is 8, so it's 32 is the perimeter, times the slant height. Well, notice they don't give you the slant height here. They give you the altitude, and they give you this like little part on the base. So basically, you have a right triangle here where it's 6, 4, and you need to find the slant height. So you do the Pythagorean Theorem. So you get 16 plus 36 equals x squared. So the square root of 52 equals x. So when you take the square root of 52, you get approximately 7.2. So that is your slant height. So when you multiply that by 32 and divide by 2, you get the lateral area is 115.4. And then the area of one base, well, that's 8 squared, which is 64. So when you add them together, you get the surface area is 179.4 square meters. All right, so the same concept here for number 16. The lateral area is 1/2. Well, the perimeter is 24 because it's 4 times 6. But you need to find the slant height, and you have a right triangle here, 8, and then half of 6 is 3. So you need to find the slant height by going 3 squared plus 8 squared equals x squared. So 9 plus 64 equals x squared. So the square root of 73. Which is approximately 8.5. So 1/2 24 times 8.5 is approximately 102. And then the surface area would be the lateral area plus the area of the base. Well, 6 squared is 36. So it's 138 square inches. All right, so finding the surface area here of these shapes, well, this is a hexagon. So the lateral area is equal to 1/2 the perimeter of the base. Well, 6 times 10.4 gives you 62.4 times the slant height, which is 15. So 62.4 times 15 divided by 2 gives you 468 centimeters squared. Now you have to find the area of the base. Well, remember, you're going to make a triangle. And since it's a hexagon, remember that this is 60 degrees. 10.4, half of 10.4 is 5.2. So this is 30 now when you cut it in half. So the apothem is going to be 5.2 rad 3 because it's going to be opposite the 60 here. So the area of the base is 1/2. So it's 1/2 10.4, actually, sorry, 62.4, because that's the perimeter of the base, times the apothem, which is 5.2 rad 3. So when you multiply that out, you get 281.0. So when you add that to 468, you get 749 square centimeters. All right, let's look at the next one. This is now a hexagon again. So now the perimeter of the base is 36. And the height, the slant height, is 9. So the lateral area is 1/2, 36 times 9. So it's 162. Then the area of the base, well, now here's where you have to draw a triangle. And when you draw the height, this part's 3, that's 30. So this is going to be 3 rad 3. So it's going to be 1/2 of the perimeter of the base, which is 36, times the apothem, which is 3 rad 3. So 36 times 3 rad 3 divided by 2 gives you 93.5. So when you add those together, you get 255.5 square inches. All right, a cone is just a cylinder with a point at the top, so it only has one base. So same type of deal with a cone. To find the lateral area, you have to do, now it's 1/2 the perimeter of the base. Well, the perimeter of the base is the circumference times the slant height. Well, half of 2 is just 1, so that's why the formula is pi RL. So if you go pi times 1.4 times the slant height, which is 3.2, the slant height is always this part that's on the cone. So 3.2 times 1.4 times pi gives you 14.1. And then the area of the base is pi r squared, so pi times 1.4 squared gives you 20.23, or just 20.2 centimeters squared. All right, so then the next one, same deal, lateral area is equal to pi times 3 times 4.5. And when you do that, you get 42.4. And then 42.4 plus pi times 3 squared is going to give you the total area. So it gives you 70.7 centimeters squared. All right, so here's some more examples. A conical birthday hat has an altitude of 6. So the altitude, remember, goes from the top to the base here, so the altitude is 6. The diameter is 4, so that means the radius is 2. And you want to find the lateral area, which means you have to find the slant height. So 2 squared plus 6 squared equals x squared. So then the square root of 40 is the slant height. And the lateral area, remember, is equal to pi RL. So it's equal to 2 pi times the square root of 40. So when you multiply that in your calculator, you get 39.7 square inches. All right, so now here it says find the surface area of the regular pyramid. Remember, surface area is 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height. That's the lateral area plus the area of the base. So it's 1/2. In this case, the base is a hexagon, so it's 1/2 60 times 14. But then you have to find the area of the base, and remember that's where you have to draw a triangle. And you know it's going to be a 30, 60, 90. This is 5 because it's half of the base. So then the apothem is 5 rad 3. So the area of the base is 1/2 of 60, the perimeter, times the apothem, which is 5 rad 3. So 1/2 of 60 times 14 gives you 420, plus half of 60 times rad 3 gives you 259.8. When you add them together, you get 679.8 square feet. All right, next couple. Find the surface area of the regular pyramid here. Well, we have a triangular pyramid. And remember, regular means that all the sides are 20. So that means the lateral area is going to equal 1/2 of 60 times 15. So 30 times 15 is 450. Now the area of the base, it's an equilateral triangle. So that means when you draw the altitude, it's going to make it 10. Here's 30, so that means it's going to be 10 rad 3 is the height. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 of 20 times 10 rad 3. So it's going to be 10 times 10 rad 3. Which is 173.2 plus 450 gives you 623.2 square inches. Surface area of the cone, well, they give you this, so then you have to find the slant height. So 8 squared plus 15 squared equals L squared. When you do the Pythagorean Theorem, you're going to get the slant height is 17. So the lateral area is equal to pi RL. So it's equal to 8 pi times 17. Which is 427.3. The area of the base is pi r squared. So it's plus 64 pi. Which gives you a total area of 628.3 square feet. All right, 25. It says find the surface area of a square pyramid with a base length of 10 and a slant height of 8. Well, remember, surface area is equal to lateral area plus the area of the base. So lateral area is 1/2 perimeter times slant height. So the square would have a perimeter of 40. So it's 1/2 40 times 8 plus the area of the base, which is 10 squared. So 20 times 8 is 160 plus 100 gives you 260 square feet. Here it says find the lateral area of a cone with a diameter of length 10. That means the radius is 5. A slant height of 13. So remember, surface area is equal to the lateral area, which is pi RL, plus the area of the base, which is pi r squared. So it's going to be 5 times 13 times pi plus pi times 5 squared. So 65 pi plus 25 pi. So it gives you 90 pi, which when you multiply that, gives you 282.7 square centimeters. All right, that concludes part 2. Part 3 coming up soon.